I thought I would talk about something that's been a theme in my life lately is people relating to me more from their ideas of me rather than who I actually am. And this has been a theme that's been like something that's come and go pretty much throughout my entire life. And I'm sure a lot of people who are empathic or loving tend to also experience this, where people relate to you from their ideas and judgments of you rather than actually taking time to double check those ideas or judgments and get to know you. And it's something that can be rather hurtful and something that usually makes you feel more unworthy, more insecure, and more isolated than something that's actually then. But I would say in those feelings, oftentimes they're bringing up the wounds, the insecurities, that as we feel them, as we take moments to say, I love the part of me that feels insecure, I love the part of me that feels unworthy, I love the part of me that puts myself out there and gets shut down. As we love those parts of ourselves, it is an opportunity to create greater wholeness. And I would say that's one of the reasons why people who tend to relate to people from their ideas or their judgments of people, why situations like that happen in our life. Because on one end, someone who's not ready to face their pain from their past, someone who's not ready to relate to life from how life is and still relates to life to how they think about life, rather than how do the people I connect with feel, what is, rather than being curious about a person or curious about a moment, right? The people who just have their ideas and judgments of people, of situations, they play out those patterns, which usually the person who is the safest in their life, their subconscious mind, their unconsciousness that's unwilling to face their pain from the past, goes, I'm not ready to face and feel this. Who would be the most safe, harmless person that I could replay this pain out with, I could replay this pattern out with? As one, avoiding it, but two, on a deeper level, usually the people who are the safest also have wounds of being persecuted, being judged, being thrown out without ever being given a chance to get to know other, but to get ever given a chance by another person to get to know them. And so it serves both people, and as people judge you or form ideas about you without ever being curious in you, it gives you an opportunity to face the insecurities, face the wounds of your past that is the real reason that moment was brought into your life in the first place. And when we're thinking about how people might judge us or form ideas from us, I thought of this analogy and I really like it. And people that judge us or form ideas about us without ever being curious within us or showing us interest are usually, it's the same pattern as the witch trials. And in the witch trials, they ended up burning the most powerful, loving, strong, feminine healers, and maybe they even burned some men too, who actually were going to bring the greatest healing to the community. And they allowed their fear of there being a bad witch, or of people cursing other people, or the fear of their unknown and uncertainty of the light, influence them to then killing the people that embodied the most light at the time. The thing that communities actually needed at that moment were the people that the community sought to kill, because the community was aligned with their egos, and everyone's ego to some degree has resistance to change based on our ancestral lineage and how little of humanity has embraced change up until this moment. And we're slowly getting more comfortable with uncertainty and change, and that is a frequency of the light. But if we allow our fears, our ideas, our judgments to influence who we do or don't get to know before, without ever double checking those ideas, judgments, perceptions, we end up usually persecuting the people who are going to bring the greatest love, connection, vulnerability into our life, because on a subconscious level, our egos go, I'm not ready to change. I'm not ready to grow or to fully move into the light. And this is what this person, if they came into my life and formed a relationship with me, either as a friend or a partner or whatever, would inspire that level of growth. And in order to avoid that, I'm going to form ideas and judgments about them as a way of pushing them away and staying comfortable in the version of myself that I am and will be until I'm ready to move in a greater level of interest and curiosity with the people around me and life. And instead of relating to life from my ideas and my judgments, I start to relate to life through my curiosity and actually give people a chance to get to know you. And if you feel like people aren't giving you a chance, it's not anything you're doing wrong, but you most likely embody a truth, a power, a love, a light that if they welcomed into their life, they would have to change. And if they're instantly judging you, instantly forming ideas about you and not letting you get close, it's usually a sign of, hey, they're just not ready to change. They're not ready for your level of love and compassion. And so the universe redirecting you to people who could actually meet you. And when people form ideas and judgments of you, they will then, those ideas and judgments, if that's what they think to be true, become filters over their eyes. And everything you do and everything you say will be, they will see it through the filter of, they'll use everything you do and say and interpret it through a filter of confirming why they believe what they believe about you. And it's why our ideas and judgments, we need to double check, and we need to show just as much curiosity and interest in people as much as we are willing to think things about people. As much as if we hear rumors about people, can we still be willing to show interest and curiosity into that person? Because most of the time, the rumors aren't always accurate, and it's just like the witch trials, right? The rumors ended up killing the most powerful, loving angels that were embodied in human form at that time. And the real healing and the real love and the real connection that could have been brought to those communities by those divine feminine witches or divine feminine humans was put off because of people's unwillingness to question their ideas, to question their judgment, and to burn people at the stake without ever double checking, is this someone who is actually evil or has malicious intent, or is this someone I'm just scared to connect with? And if we feel like we've gotten burned at the stake, I know for me it's happened many times in my life. You know, the insecurity it brings up, the pain it brings up is a moment to be with ourselves, to love ourselves, to care for ourselves. And it's a redirection of who can actually meet us and who is actually ready to grow and evolve and change with us. And I thought this example would be really good to then apply to life as well. And so if we look at our life, what are the things we believe about a job, believe about the person we're dating, that keeps us in the relationship, that we haven't actually double checked, is this an accurate thing to believe? Are we relating to people or even a career of, if I stay with this person, if I stay with this job, it will get better? And I'm holding out and staying in this because I believe things will change. And it's what keeps me going. And if the job we're in is not something we're passionate about, or even the person we're with, if the person we're with that we're dating is not someone we're passionate about, what I if we're not passionate about it, what is keeping us staying with it? And it's usually a belief of, I believe this will get better. And most of the time, if it's not better as it is, if it's not a home you would live in as it is in this moment, whether that, and you can apply that to the job you're in or the person you're with that you're dating, it's probably never going to be the right home. Because we can't relate to people from their potential, because if they're not the right person in the moment, even if they grew, even if they changed, they would just grow into a different version of themselves that was not the right moment, not the right person, right? Just because they could change into the person that could meet you, most of the time they might change into a better version of themselves, but it will still be the person who wasn't right for you in the first place. Because real healthy, and you can think about this as career too, real healthy relationships is you meet the right person and then you change and grow together, rather than you meet a person and you hope eventually they become the right person, or you're in a job and you hope eventually it will become the right job. If it wasn't the right job at the beginning, it's probably just not the right job. And are we willing to let go of stability and structure and certainty of being miserable where we are, right? A lot of people hold on to the stability and structure of a partner, the stability and structure of a career, even though they're miserable dating that person, miserable in that job, because they go, if I leave, the uncertainty, the the because if I leave, then I have to face uncertainty. But the reality is, if you stepped into uncertainty, you would, one, be clearing the space of something that's not serving you and probably will never serve you. And also, you are you are stepping into uncertainty, and uncertainty is, one, change and growth. And as you change and grow in uncertainty, you're becoming a better version of yourself, feeling your insecurities, feeling the feelings of fear of change, which, as we are willing to change more and more, we become more powerful, aligned, free, authentic versions of ourselves that follow what feels true to our heart, rather than what we were told by our culture, told by our community of the path we need to follow. And as we follow what's good to our heart, and as we are willing to feel and embrace uncertainty for the growth and transformation it will bring us, that will be far greater than any stability or structure that's keeping us miserable. We become a better version of ourselves, and we then have the space into our life to welcome in a person who can actually meet us, welcome in a job or career that actually is going to fill our heart up with the greatest level of fulfillment and success, and awe of how much we're able to bring to the world. And that starts with our willingness to embrace uncertainty. That starts with our willingness to step into the unknown, because unknown is where true growth and transformation happens. And if you're in a job and you need the job to save money first before you can step into uncertainty, do that. Follow what's logical. Most of the time, our choices are going to be rational choices that are going to make sense. And and sometimes maybe we'll leave a job and have to move back with our parents before finding our way to our next job. We all have to figure out what feels like the best path for me to move. Is it staying in this job for a little and saving up money? Is it trying to find a different job while I'm in this job? Is it just leaving this job and figuring it out? That's all something that will be unique to everyone's journey of which path is right for them. But as we step into uncertainty, we are then showing life that we're willing to start to be curious and interested about life, which then life will point us towards the passions, point us towards the directions that we wouldn't have seen if staying in stable, miserable environments, either with a person or career. that isn't serving us, and something to ask ourselves about a job if we're in it is this something that I'm passionate about? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, do I have the capabilities to leave this job and search for something that would actually light me up? And if we need to save money before doing that, or if we just need to stay in the job and look for a better job, that will all be unique to everyone's journey. Everyone's journey might be a little different. But the willingness to embrace uncertainty, the willingness to say, I haven't really taken the time to get to know this person. Let me double check the ideas I think about them. Let me double check what I believe about them and see if it's accurate. Is the moment life goes, thank you for willing to be curious about life. Here is more of the change and transformation you were praying for. Here is a person who actually could fully meet you. Here is the vulnerability that you were hoping would be brought into your life from stability and structure, but was only actually going to be brought into your life the moment you were willing to face uncertainty. And can we allow our curiosity and interest lead the way rather than our beliefs, ideas, and judgments about our life, about what people told us we needed to follow in career, in partnership, about what people, and about who would be, and what path actually is going to fill us up with the greatest fulfillment and success. Because in Western culture, it's all about material things. It's all about having big homes, being married, achieving your goals. And it's a lot of times people overlook, is this something I'm actually passionate about? Is this something that actually is something that lights me up? Or am I just checking check marks off the boxes without really searching for what I'm passionate about? Because if we were willing to step in uncertainty and look for what we're passionate about, we're always, and be curious and interested with the people that are brought into our life, we will always be led to a life of greater fulfillment and satisfaction that might not align with how our culture is lined up, or what people believe makes them happy, which is usually outside things, but will align with what our heart knows to be true, which is, if I follow what I'm passionate about, I will always be led over time to a life of fulfillment and success. And if I need to work side jobs, if I need to take it slowly and slowly chip away at it, that might be the most aligned and heart-centered way for me to do it. It might not happen overnight. It most likely will take a long time. But as we are willing to take the journey transforms us to the version of ourselves who had actually could receive our greatest dreams. So thank you for listening, and bye.